On the news this evening, equipment failure blamed for oil spill at Elelenwo, River State. Pensioners criticize River State government handling of arrears gratuity. Federal government urged to fast-track refineries repair amid fuel price surge in Port Harcourt. Rivers IPAC defends party's right to unveil local government election candidate, and under foreign scene, dam burst in war-torn Sudan kills dozens. Well, we'll go for a quick commercial. When we do come back, the news in detail. I am Kala Dakuru. Now the news in detail. Equipment failure has been identified as the cause of last week's oil spill in Rumuduwere, Elelenwo clan in Obiakpo local government area of River State. This was confirmed by the paramount head and king of Elelenwo, Sonny Chuku, during an interview with correspondent Obi Oruwari at his palace. Dr. Chuku, while providing an update on the efforts to contain the spill, which occurred 5 days ago in the community, said the conclusion was reached after the joint investigation Visage IV conducted earlier today. He said that Shell Petroleum Development Company SPDC will soon begin remediation activities at the spill site and has promised compensation to those affected. A correspondent reports that no SPDC official were or was present at the spill site to confirm the king's statements. In another development, the federal government is again being urged to fast-track the repair of refineries in the country. It followed an increase in the price of fuel from about 913 naira to 970 naira. A filling station owner who does not want to be mentioned told our correspondent that the current cost of fuel is due to an increase in depot price.
Today price at depot is 950 naira. Why we see yourself that we just have a electro? Maybe by today our own might be finished. From now to maybe weekend it might go to 1,000 naira. Since depot is 950, before the person will truck it and look at his own profits, it might go up. So the government should do something. We have a Port Harcourt refinery, it's not working. All this way is importation. They import it.
Our correspondent reports that most filling stations along the East-West Road are closed. Moving on. The Nigeria Union of Pensioners River State chapters criticized the state government's handling of gratuity and pension arrears payments. The media briefing in Port Harcourt, the chairman of the pensioners in River State, Collins Wanko, called on the government to prioritize paying full benefits to retirees with small entitlements, allowing them to make effective use of the funds. He said the idea of making partial payments is unacceptable.
Now we can talk about 2 billion monthly going into the payment of gratuities, initial pension arrears and death benefits. So we're happy about that. Before now, we have been talking about the need for this. When they release this money, it does not really make the kind of impact that is expected because so many people out there are still unpaid. We are aware that some of our members are not paid fully what they are supposed to be paid. I doubt if they may change that very pattern drastically. They may not, but we will best let them do so. Let them pay them, or particularly those whose benefits are not very high.
Meanwhile, the State Secretary of Pensioners, Joseph Agbo, said that the current administration has only increased the payment from 1 billion naira to 2 billion naira. He argued that this amount is still insufficient to clear the backlog of gratuities and pension arrears.
I have to thank our governor for being so kind to marshal out 1 billion every month to add to what have been collected by Minister of Finance to pay the existing pensioners who have not been paid the initial pension arrears, but the amount released, 2 billion naira, may not go. 2 billion naira is not even sufficient. It is only this money that can save pensioners, and the above money is not paid as well due and equally share into 3 and 4. And so the money has lost its value.
Away from that, the Inter-Party Advisory Council IPAC in Rivers State says the political parties participating in the forthcoming local government election have their candidates, and it is up to them to announce these candidates to the public. State Chairman of IPAC, Swema Osaro, said this on Nigeria Info's Morning Crossfire while addressing questions about why political parties are yet to unveil their candidates even after the deadline set by the Rivers State Independent Electoral Commission for conducting primaries had passed. He insisted that the October the 5th election date set by RISEC remains unchanged.
Parties have their own modus operandi of presenting, unveiling their various candidates.
So if there's a primary that's been held and a candidate has been chosen, why are groups still saying we want this person and that person?
You see, you should understand that the dynamic of politics allows people to vent their desires. People calling, yearning, asking is not alien, is not a deviation, because after primaries you still have a window open for substitution. It is the right of political parties to unveil their candidates. So the processes are on, they're inconclusive yet.
Ms. Osaro said anyone who truly cares about Rivers State will not attempt to disrupt the local government elections. He added that 18 political parties, including the APC, are actively involved in the election process.
You know, if a true Rivers man and a true democratic person, you mustn't do anything or try to circumvent processes or try to use whatever means you want to stop this election. We are talking about providing elected government at the grassroots level. And if the government of the day, under the governor, Sazna Ifubra, have blessed that local government elections should take place, then RISEC have come up to unveil that this is what we're going to do. It is quite very important that every reasonable, conscious-minded Rivers man and woman must support these processes to its logical conclusion.
As the October 5th local government election in Rivers State approaches, a group, Akpani Consultative Forum, is calling on political parties, opinion leaders and stakeholders in Ikoyi local government area to respect and adhere to the rotational arrangement of zoning chairmanship position between the two constituencies in the area. In a press statement signed by Collins Ebubedike Onyeri, Emmanuel Warisi, C.I. Ogunka and Kingsley Onyeri, the group said it is the turn of Ubima, Onwanwa, Akpani, Omerelu and Elele communities in Constituency 2 to produce the next elected chairman of Ikoyi LGA. It noted that Alu, Igruta, Omagwa, Ipo, Ozwa, Omademe and Ishekpo communities in Constituency 1 had at various times produced both elected and CTC chairmen, adding that some of the communities have produced twice. The statement also called on interested chairmanship candidates to step down their ambition and support Akpani people in the spirit of equity and justice. They also assured Governor Siminalayi Fubara of their continuous support. Some members of the Ijaw Youth Council have clarified that their call for the redeployment of Petroleum Minister Ayinike Lokpobiri is driven by genuine concern to address issues in the petroleum sector, not parochial sentiments. The RSC members said this in a statement signed by Secretary General Mabuye Nangi Obu, National Women Leader Miracle Iyaye, National Legal Advisor Taminotoye David Altrade, Deputy Director of Mobilization Abiye Bob Manuel, which frowned at the negative insinuations its earlier statement generated and insisted that there was no time it called for the removal of Mr. Lokpobiri as a minister. The RYC also expressed dismay that rather than addressing their concerns, some individuals are reaching out to the minister for financial gain, claiming they can keep the group under control. The statement also dismissed claims by the IYC spokesman that the council passed a vote of confidence in Mr. Lukobere, clarifying that only the Secretary General of the IYC has the authority to convene council meetings for decisions on issues like confidence votes. It is time for another commercial break, but still to come, President Tinubu appoints new DGs for NIA DSS. Do stay tuned. The newscast. The coordinator of the Rivers State Task Force on Illegal Parking, Street Trading and Motor Parks, Felix Wandibe, has distanced task force members from the activities of hoodlums posing as officials to extort motorists. Mr. Wandibe, in an interview with correspondent Emeka Otuka, acknowledged receiving numerous complaints about criminals using taxis and minibuses, particularly around Rumokoro, Garrison, Rumola, Waterlines junctions, and Obirikoye roundabout to impound vehicles and extort motorists. He said the task force is not a revenue generating agency and does not demand money for traffic violations.
So they've been calling me that task force do collect money from them. On Saturday, within Elios exit, they picked somebody, enter his motor, drove him down to government house, threatened as if they were entering government house. The person pleaded, they took him back, went to POS, collected 300,000 from the young man. So I had it. They are not my people. We are not revenue generating outfit. Any wrongdoing, either we take the person to the police station for proper prosecution, or if the offense is minor, we want the person to go. We don't have many boss, and anybody operating without this typical stranger is not my man.
Mr. Wandibe urged motorists to stop giving money to imposters and to report such activities to the police.
I have advised the public, if you encounter those people, contact police. Contact police. It's criminality. To resist them, they should stop giving them money.
was killed and 2 abductors arrested during the operation to rescue 20 medical students in Benue State. The students, who are from the University of Maiduguri and the University of Jos, were traveling to Enugu for a convention when they were kidnapped on August 15th. Speaking while handing over the students to their Vice Chancellors, IGP Egbetoku said the arrested suspects were in custody.
The successful rescue of these 27 individuals was achieved without the payment of any ransom. This success was made possible through the support received from the Office of the NSA, the activation of security network, intelligence, synergy with other security agencies, community engagement, and deployment of our highly skilled and tactical officers, whose dedication, bravery, and precision in executing their duties are truly commendable.
Still on police matters, the Commissioner of Police in Rivers State, Olatunji Disu, says the command is ever ready to partner critical stakeholders such as members of Association of Retired Senior Military and Paramilitary Officers of Ogoni in order to improve peace and development of Ogoni land. CP Disu said this over the weekend when members of the body paid him a courtesy visit in his office in Port Harcourt. He described them as critical stakeholders and urged them to always involve the police command in their peace and developmental drive. Earlier, the coordinator of the Association of Retired Senior Military and Paramilitary Officers of Ogoni, Rear Admiral John Nicholas Bakpo, emphasized the need for community policing and the results of the 2018 Security Summit that was organized by the organization.
Our primary objectives of synergizing with security agencies in the state to ensure a peaceful and secured Ogoni land. And since the commissioner came, we had not met with him. So we decided to go and meet with him today as a continuation of our objectives. Like we discussed with the commissioner, our primary objective is to ensure that we work hand in hand with the security agencies in the state and provide credible information that will aid them in ensuring that there is peace and security in Ogoniland.
Also speaking, Air Vice Marshal Christian Sarudi, retired, who explained the aim of the interface with the Commissioner of Police and other sister agencies in the state, also said there will be more collaborative meetings that will engender peace in the society.
The necessities that brought about AMPO being established is still very much around. CP, being a new Commissioner of Police in Rivers State, has not known about the activities of AMPO. It was necessary to pay him a courtesy visit, to welcome him to the state, and also to intimate him about the activities of AMPO. Is there to reinforce their own intelligence gathering, to be a partner to them, to ensure that the security and peace of the state that he has come to secure has partners that will work with him.
Correspondent Subio Ruwari reports that other members of the Association of Retired Senior Military and Paramilitary Officers of Ogoni who attended the interactive meeting with the police commissioner includes Brigadier General DKS Nna, Lieutenant Colonel Baraba, Wing Commander Lucky Nganigo, and ACP Austin Baraba. Now, President Bola Tinubu has appointed new directors general for the National Intelligence Agency, NIA, and the Department of State Services, DSS. His statement today said President Tinubu appointed Mohammed as the new NIA boss, while Adeola Ajayi is the new director or the new DG of the DSS. The fresh appointment followed the resignation of Ahmed Rufai of the NIA and Yusuf Bichi of the DSS. In other news, the National Broadcasting Commission (NBC) says it is organizing the 9th edition of the Nigerian International Film TV Summit (NIFS). The NBC, in a statement signed by the Director of Public Affairs, Suzanne Obi, said the summit follows the need to address issues and challenges that threaten the growth in the broadcasting industry in a digital ecosystem, as well as leverage on the knowledge of local and international speakers to find solutions to these problems. The statement said the summit will explore the huge economic, social, and cultural possibilities in the audiovisuals, TV, and film business in Nigeria, Africa, and beyond. We go for another quick commercial. When we do come back, the rest of the news. On the foreign scene, at least 60 people have been killed after a dam burst because of heavy rainfall in war-torn Sudan. Search operations are currently underway, but there are fears that the death toll could even be higher. A quick recap. On the news this evening, you heard that pensioners have criticized the Rivers State government's handling of pension arrears and gratuity. The federal government has been urged to fast-track refineries repair amid a fuel price surge in Port Harcourt. Rivers IPAC has defended the party's right to unveil local government election candidates. On the foreign scene, at least 60 people have been killed after a dam burst in war-torn Sudan. The news was edited by Martha O'Kerry. To reach the news team, send an SMS or WhatsApp to 0808-721-7215. I am Kalada Korubatspor. Good evening.